Hi, welcome back. We have come a long journey from where we started, and we have only 4 more days to finish this on the 21st day, 21st day, right? So, what's today's story all about? Today's story is about something that we all have, something that we see in other people, something that other people see in us more than us most of the time, and only some situations, some circumstances make us to put it out there. Yes, it's not exactly hidden talent, but it's that X factor. It's that X factor. I don't have any one particular story for this. I have about two or three short ones. So let's get started. Right? It was a normal small town where a little girl stayed with her parents. Her parents were both academicians. Okay, they were very well educated. They taught at distinguished universities and colleges. And now they had come to this small town where they were teaching a batch of teachers. So that's how good they were. They liked the town, so they decided to settle down over there and they put the small girl through school. Like any other parents, they wanted this girl also to follow in their footsteps and do something in the world of academics, become a lawyer, teacher, doctor, professor, something like that. The girl knew that because she was constantly fed with these ideas and thoughts. But the girl loved to draw, loved to draw. Initially, she used to draw with only pencils, then colors, and she always knew that she had a flair. She was her happiest best when she was drawing, and she knew that she got better and better. Well, what she did not know was how her parents would react if she ever told them that she wanted to take up full time into arts like drawing and painting. Because all the while they kept telling her that you need to become a doctor, lawyer, so study hard and things like that. She was a pretty good student. She was not great, but she was pretty average. She loved going to school because she could be free and she could draw whatever she saw. She was a good person who could imbibe things from around the world and she would translate that into her drawings. Times went on and it was almost high school time. And one day, the principal of the school he announced that the director of the National Arts University is going to come down. Okay, he is making random selections, and there'll be a painting competition in school, and the top five people would get a very good chance of entering the university laterally. It was like a once in a lifetime kind of chance, which happened only once a year. She was at that perfect place, age group, time, and everything to do that. But she still did not know whether her parents would be happy with it. Alright? She thought, okay, what are my chances? Let me see. I need to enter the competition. I have a whole school full of people to compete with, and even if I get through in the top five, my parents have to agree. So let me just clear the first step. The director came, he gave them a theme to draw, and everybody got down with their pens and paper and things, and everybody did a very fine job. She was keeping her fingers crossed, and somebody up there was listening to her prayers, and she was one of the top five. So the principal and the director sat her down and asked her, are you sure that you want to pursue arts and painting? She said, I'm not very sure. I need to talk to my parents. They said, is it okay if we have a word with them? She is like, yes, can you do that? Her parents were pretty well known in the locality, and they were like, yes. She agreed, and her parents were called in. So the director and the principal sat them down along with the girl. They showed them her painting, and they told the parents as to what they intended to do. Provided they agreed, they would be getting an admission for the girl in a very big place, which would foster her talent, which would help her grow as an artist. The parents gave it some long, hard thought. They took some time out. They went back home. They slept over it. They spoke to her in all seriousness and asked her, well, you know what we wanted you to do, but I don't think we never took into account what you wanted to do. Right? Probably this is your calling, but are you 100% sure? Because this would mean that you will be going away from the traditional form of academic education. Are you okay with that? The girl was so happy that she was even given a chance to say, and she did not even wait a second more and said, yes, 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 I want to do that, I want to do that. I'm so happy doing the dad and mom. I just want to paint all my life. Seeing her enthusiasm and energy, they said, fine, let's do it. She was put through school at the art university. She came out on tops and she became a world-renowned painter one fine day. All right, that was her X factor. Okay, let's move on to story number 2. There was a person, an old person. There's a guy who was in his 70s, and he was diagnosed after some close calls that he was having initial signs of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's, where your memory starts failing you. So the family decided that it was a bit risky to take care of him at home, and they put him through some Alzheimer's daycare when they were busy with their own occupation. Fair enough, good family. All right. But the family comprised of the gentleman's wife, okay, the gentleman's son and daughter. All right. The gentleman's wife had always been a homemaker. The gentleman's son was an artist, and the gentleman's daughter was a musician. They were doing pretty well, him with his artwork and she with her music. But whenever they were asked a question as to, does anybody else have an artistic flair in your family, they would say probably not. Probably not, because they had not heard of anybody with an artistic bent of mind in their close quarters. Alright, so time went on, and as with one of the exercises with Alzheimer's patients, this gentleman, the father of the family, he was put through some exercises where a movie would be played or a song would be played, and they had to associate it with whatever they could, and they had to transfer their thoughts onto a piece of paper in words or pictures or numbers or whatever way they wanted to visualize their thoughts. Each person would do it differently, and the person who was taking care of the father over a period of time realized that not only was this guy good at expressing himself, he would draw fantastic pictures whenever there was an opportunity to do so. So he made some background check on him and found out whether he was actually a painter or some artist, and he figured out that this guy had a routine run-of-the-mill job somewhere and he had nothing to do with the arts ever before in his life. And lo behold, in the 70s, with Alzheimer's, and he was discovering that X factor about him. So in the next family meeting, he showed his family, the daughter and son, these paintings and told them, see, did you know that your father could do such good work with the crayons and colors? And they were shocked. They were like, what? Are you sure there's no mix-up? My dad doing this? Are you sure? They asked umpteen number of times, and the guy smilingly told them, yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's your father who did that. Isn't it awesome? They said, you tell me. It's mind-blowing. It's awesome. This is when they realized where they got their artistic bent of mind from. Maybe he had passed on a gene, I'm not sure. But either way, that was his X factor. But they could realize it much later in his life, even for only himself also. Alright, that's story number 2. So what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this? Right. There are things in us that we don't know. Scientifically, medically speaking, your brain is too complex, and we hardly use 1% or 2% of it. People who have used more than 5-6% are a rarity, and people who have surpassed even that and gone on to use some 9-10% of their brain have been the Stephen Hawkings and the Albert Einsteins, the Newtons of our world. Right. That being said, so much of our brain is unexplored. Many times we have talents, we have hidden attributes to us that we don't realize. People around us sometimes do realize this, who keep a close watch on us, or it manifests itself outside in some form or the other, someday, sometime. For that to be able to be seen by you, what you need to do is you need to start taking people into your trust. The more you let people into your close circle, the more they trust you, the more you trust them, they will be willing to see your traits, not voluntarily, involuntarily also. And they could probably tell you a thing or two about those things that you also did not know. There's an interesting uh, study called as the Johari window. Johari window. Okay, Johari. If you have the time and have the interest, please go and Google it and read more about it. I'm talking about the blind spot or the blind area of the Johari window. All right, that is your X factor. That is your X factor. Sometimes you don't realize it at all. Somebody else does. But no matter whether you realize it or somebody else does, you got to know about it, right? Only when you know about it can you use it for your advantage in some way. Advantage need not mean only monetary or something of power or position. It can be pure joy to you, like a painting or music or whatever else interests you. Okay, so my call out to you for today is this: start trusting people. I'm not saying trust the whole damn world, the world is not such a good place, also. But all those people who are your kith and kin, who have your good welfare at their heart, let them know that you want to know more about yourself and can they help you. I doubt anybody would say no. Okay, and the more feedback that they give you, take all kinds of feedback, positive or negative. Okay, it will help you grow either way. All right, some of those feedback will be golden. Each feedback is a gift, but some feedback will be golden. All those golden nuggets that they throw at you, pick what you want. Pick those which will make you grow as a person. Don't only focus on one part of your life, be it work or personal. Strike a good balance, and you will realize unknown facets of yourself that was hitherto hidden, that nobody else could appreciate. Okay? Take care, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow with another